people that are tuning in live and asking questions, there's one that I'm really happy is coming because David is the man to answer this. But before we go into that, David, just give us a minute of your life and just intro to everybody who you are, sort of basically where you are in the world.
Hi everyone, I'm David Diack from sunny Southend in Essex. Been operating in the hospitality industry since September 2016. Been a good journey, done well, built a good team, built a good business, got to 65 different service department units, should we call it in a minute, varying from studios, 1 beds, 2 beds, 3 beds, a little bit of everything. And then here we are now. We've helped people along the way, coach them, help them start up, systemize, scale up and evolve really. We've been doing that for the last 18 months.
Because I was sat with you on the 12th of March when all of this started to kick off. We were at the short stay show, easy for me to say, and we were literally seeing it as it all sort of kicked off. How can you describe the business and your life from the 13th of March to say the 17th of March, those sort of 4 days that followed?
I'm not gonna lie to you, like I was, I think just before that I was away in Centre Parks. I'm sure it was before. And then
just after,
I went just after, that weekend. And I remember being away at the weekend, and I was like, holy shit! Like this is. Can I swear on this as well? This is real. You can. And you know, like when you sort of having a word with yourself. And I was away, I was with my family, and I was just thinking, this is going to hit us hard. Like, how are we going to deal with this? So I'm not going to lie, I had a bit of a weekend where things were mulling over, and I got back and spoke to my business partner Matt, who's on this, and we just said, look, let's make it happen. What have we got to do between us to get through this and do well? And mate, I'm not gonna lie, like it's difficult with like team and housekeepers and having clients you've got to manage and agents and landlords you've got to work with and having very awkward and difficult conversations. But look, you have to step up and have a big mindset shift, and we did it between us, and we've done all right. We're really, really proud of where we're at, to be fair.
The question that I wanted to ask you, it was something that came on from Aaron, and he basically said that his cleaning team let him down with an appointment that they should have done, and he lost the booking on the back of that. Obviously, with now more than ever, the way that your properties are cleaned is so important. That for me is a systems sort of miscommunication. Now with what you and Matt do really well is you've got your systems and structure in place, but better than probably anyone that I know. So how have you had any issues? Have you had, because obviously you've got a membership program, you've got people that you help and get into SA. Have you sort of seen any of these things happening? Like what advice would you give to somebody that would be having a problem with that moving forward, so that could potentially happen again?
Yeah, cool, mate. So, like of anything, like on our programs, it's our business builder. We talk heavily about being a couple of steps ahead. Yeah. So, although you might have one cleaner, we're always talking about having plan A, plan B, and plan C. And in our situation, when we've had issues, the issues are mainly down to PPE not being available, in all fairness, and housekeeping teams not being able to actually clean because they haven't got the right equipment, which has taken time to get, and we've got to respect that. But having a plan A and a plan B in place for everything, communicating more than ever, we've had to make sure that we're very vocal with our team. We've held team meetings, we've spoke to everyone. We want to make sure they're comfortable, we're comfortable, we're all on the same page. We're all talking about the outcome post this as well, and what it means for the business and the longevity that's in it for them. Like, our GM, he brought us this culture that the business is built on the foundation of housekeeping and maintenance, which it is. And we need to respect their views and their work with them, so that when we do come out of this, we're all able to thrive and grow as people, as a business.
Obviously, we're going to get Matt on in a couple of minutes' time. I spoke to Andy before, and he said that he really found a lot of joy in Facebook groups. OTA bookings were coming in, but he was able to convert them into direct, in speaking to existing clients to sort of get them to stay. So what was like, we'll let Matt talk in length about other things that you guys did, but what's the one thing that you could say that you did, that you can remember you doing just to sort of help the business?
Me and Matt have been sort of working hard on the NHS stuff, like getting in with the right people. And I think the consistency and the persistency of drumming up and working on relationships we've already had and building new relationships has made a significant difference. And between getting the agreement or the opportunity to house the NHS funded by the government is one thing, but then getting the leads has been sort of one of the key things. I mean, I put a post up last night, it had 219 shares, across multiple Facebook groups. I've got a flurry of leads coming through for NHS staff who've got to self-isolate. Just like being aware of who your audience is, like 1 minute is corporate, leisure and whatever else, next minute you go, right, this is our audience now. How can we possibly be in front of this audience every single point of whatever we do every single day? And what are all the angles we can tap up? And that's what we've done.
When you're going down the NHS route and key workers and whatnot, what are you charging for this, or are you doing it free? Like how are you sort of bridging it?
Initially we were charging a very reduced rate, same as what Andy said, to be fair, building up sort of relationships from that. Then we've been speaking to them, the doctors and the nurses, and understanding how their colleagues are getting accommodation, how they're getting it paid for, by the government, and then following up on that process and going deeper and deeper and deeper down the line. I would love to say that I'm trying to pull something together for other operators. I'm working on it. It's been a difficult thing to get, but it's actually all funded by the government going forward. So we're in a position now where we can accommodate nurses and doctors, and we're paid a good rate, and it's funded by the government.
What is the one tip then? So people watching this, and we've got a lot of people watching live, we're going to have a lot more people watch back on the replay. If they can take bookings now, and I want to stress, if they can, there's obviously a need for accommodation right now from NHS workers and for key workers. What would be the one bit of advice that you would give to somebody that is wanting to sort of get these bookings? Like where should they start? Like the first thing that they should do tomorrow morning?
Look, the first thing, the quickest and easiest thing to do for me was create a post. If you're not friends with me, add me on Facebook, or I'll share it into one of the groups or whatever. The exact post that I wrote, I've shared 3 posts in 2 weeks, and the audience that it builds off of it and the people that come towards is just phenomenal. Yeah. And that's the quickest thing you could do. It's free. It won't cost you anything, but it's getting awareness around what you do.